welcome, Gogo. We got Gogo here today. He is 5'0", professional bare knuckle fighter, and was a professional boxer. About to get the belt on August 25th, which is his next fight. He's been working hard, pretty much up until this point. He feels that he deserves the belt, and we believe in him, and we're here to support him, and so that you guys can get to know a little bit more about Gogo and his story and where he's headed. So again, thank you for your time. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for the invite, brother. When you said I feel like I deserve it, not in an entitled way, just because I work hard for it. When people ask me, "Are you excited for this fight?" I can't say I am, because it's not like I got picked on a lotto. Like, oh my God,
Right.
I just won the lotto, and it's I really worked for it for like 10 years, and it's been a whole year. I had 5 fights in the bare knuckle industry, so I worked really hard for it, and that's why I feel like I deserve it, and I will get it by any means. That's my mentality, and it can be no other.
Yeah, I agree. It can be no other. And you say it in a couple interviews that you're willing to die in the ring, and that's what sets you apart from most people.
Yeah.
You're either gonna take the win or you're gonna die. There's nothing, other
That's
than
what
that.
separates me in the ring with people, bro. It's I don't really care about my face like that. Like it's fucked up to say, but can I curse?
Of course.
Say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Man.
This is all you, bro.
Yeah. So it's kind of fucked up, because for the people that love you, your close ones, they're like, yo, what the fuck is that? But if you go in a war and if you have a mentality of, man, let me not get touched and let me just get the paycheck, or let me move around, especially in the bare knuckle industry, if you think like that, you will get touched and you will get chopped up, and then you start panicking, and the 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 losing is inevitable at that moment.
I agree. We were talking about this last night, and I was telling him that with boxing, especially with bare knuckle, it's not about how hard you can hit, it's about how hard you can get hit.
Yeah.
Because you can be a heavy hitter, but if you miss a couple times and you get hit and you can't take that punch,
100%.
or you're not used to getting hit with no gloves, and you're cut up, and now you have blood down your face, maybe that's something that they're not used to.
Yeah.
Like you said, they start panicking. There's less technique, there's less form, there's more just...
You just like on survival mode, and you're not even thinking about skills at that point. You trying to survive, like you say, you panicking, and you just counting the seconds basically, and it looks from the outside, it doesn't look nice. You don't look like you belong over there.
Right. And I've seen you stay composed, and like the beautiful thing about our bodies is that it recovers. Like,
Right.
For example, I'm looking at your face, you say you don't care about it, but to be honest, if I didn't know you, there's no reason for me to think that you're even a fighter. So even though you probably have been cut up before, bloody face, black eye, you recover
Yeah.
and you just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And I also feel like your approach in the ring is very like, you're aggressive, but you're also not too aggressive.
Right.
To where, for example, Gallo, shout out to Gallo, he was here, and he's a very aggressive fighter where he's gonna go at you 100%. Do you think that depends on the opponent that you're fighting, or it's just a type of fighting stance that people have?
It does depend on the opponent that you're fighting. You gotta adjust and adapt to the moment basically. But that's his style, and people love him for it. I have a different type of style a little bit, because I come from a boxing background, so I'll try to like fill you up a little bit, but if I feel your power, then I adjust my whole game plan basically. So either I'm gonna finish you in like right there, or I'm just gonna give some time basically.
And with that being said, with your next fighter that you're going into on August 25th for the belt, how do you feel about him?
He's trying to play mental games, like trying to tease me, trying to get me emotional, because people know that I come aggressive, and they think that I come aggressive because of I'm emotional, or for some reason, or whatever. So he's throwing some shots every now and then.
Verbal shots, like talking shit?
And like basically saying like he's like about me, like that I'm bullying my opponents, and that he's gonna bully me now, whatever. But I don't fall into that, bro. Like I'm just gonna be Gogo, you know. Like when I'm being me, 100%. There's nobody that can beat me but me. Like there's been throughout my whole life, throughout my whole boxing career, and throughout my whole. And it's so corny to say it, like, oh, nobody can beat me but me. But that's the truth. Like, if I don't, like, if my camp is good, you know, if I'm 100% in camp, and I get dedicated and I was laser focused in the fight, there's no way. Like there's nothing I haven't seen. Like, what are you gonna throw? You're not gonna come with a baseball bat. You're gonna throw with the same shit that everybody else is doing. I've seen a lefty, I've seen a righty, I've seen a fast person, I've seen a hitter, I've seen a skillful fighter. You know, like I've seen it all. And people with, you know, special uppercuts, special right hook, whatever their specialty is. I've tasted all on my face, and it you know, it doesn't affect me like that. I just keep on what I gotta do. You know what I gotta do. Like I gotta keep on my focus to like finish my mission, basically.
Yeah, you're just trying to be the best version of yourself rather than you were the day before. Like every day,
Right,
you're just trying to
yeah.
get better, and then through that process, you're only battling yourself. So the opponent is just the person that you're fighting next. Like they're not really
Correct.
the person that you're going up against. You're really
Right,
battling yourself.
right. Always. Like I don't give a fuck about no Jake Lindsay, bro. Like I don't care. I found about him when he mentioned my name, and I was like my coach called me. He was like, "Oh, this guy called you out," and I'm like, "Who's that?" And then I Google him, this and that. It's not like I've been preparing for Jake Lindsay my whole life is for this fight. No, it's after this fight is gonna be another one and another one. You know, it's gonna be better and better. You know, opposition, and I don't prepare for anybody specifically. I'm preparing for me, what I'm capable of doing, and I'm, you know, of course I'm gonna work on the stuff that I'm not good at, but mostly I work on my strengths.
Yeah, I mean, I respect that, and I respect you, and I really believe that you're gonna win the belt because I
Thank
believe
you.
in karma, and I believe in, you know, good people, good intentions, and just from speaking to you right now, I feel that you're very focused mentally. You're not worried about competition. You're not worried about this guy that I don't even know his name.
Right.
So he's just another person that you're gonna be
Just
in the ring
another
with,
person,
and you're gonna
brother.
beat. And then what I love about you and your confidence and your attitude is that you're going into one of the biggest fights of your career, I would say, because it's for the belt.
Right.
But you haven't even mentioned the belt once. You know, like you're just talking about how you're focused on yourself, your
Yeah.
training, and your confidence, and the belt is just going to be another trophy for you. But you're going to continue. I feel like you're already looking towards the next fight.
Most definitely. I'm not looking past nobody, but I'm already looking. You're looking like, what's gonna come after this? Like, what kind of opposition is gonna come after this? Like, what I'm gonna be, what I have to work on this fight, so I can prepare for the next one, and not in a looking past it, just in a way that, let me work on my skill set on this one. Let me like, trying to be even more calm than the last one. You know what I'm trying to say? Is
I
like,
agree. Yeah.
it's like, if you learning on the job is the best way, brother. Like you working under pressure, like you learning over there under pressure, under the lights and everything, like, because there's no such thing, no sparring session. You can have like 700 sparring sessions. You can have so many amateur boxing fights. You have, you know, pro fights, etc., etc. When you come in that ring and it's bare knuckle, it's like no matter how prepared you are, somebody catch you lacking outside, it's gonna be different. You know, like you're gonna get, you know, you gotta react in the moment. Like it's not like, oh, you a boxer or like you a jiu-jitsu and now that's gonna help you. No, you gotta activate it. You know, it's fight or flight, and you might get in flight mode, and you just might run away. You know, no matter how much you trained, somebody else was prepared for that moment. If you get what I'm trying to say, is like,
I agree. Yeah.
it's like in the heat of the moment, under those lights, when the crowd is there, it's totally different than what you worked in the gym, what you had on your boxing fight with gloves, what you had on your local shows, you know, it's totally different. So you already kind of overwhelmed with your thoughts in the locker room. So you gotta be able to control that, you know, and that's why professional athletes are like, I'm amazed by the UFC fighters, and I'm amazed by. That's why I like to hear when they talk, is because what they go through and how they battle it and how they fight through it, because the UFC is even more crowd. Like they fight out like in front of what 30,000-40,000 people, 50,000
Right,
people,
yeah.
you know. We still, you know, like 5-10,000 people, you know, like
Yeah.
maybe.
But that's what I like about bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah.
It seems like it's the beginnings of it. It seems
Yeah.
like it's the early days of what UFC was, and it's growing at a pace. Like bare knuckle boxing, for anybody that doesn't know, is like the best of UFC and boxing. Like you get the knockouts that you get from UFC, but you also don't get the grappling submission
Right.
downtime that you get in when you're on the ground in
Right.
UFC. So
Right.
it's electric. And we went to the last event and we saw a guy fight, and like it's honestly
Yeah, it's
a
crazy.
beautiful
It's fun, yeah.
Like I started like going to events because I don't know, you know, how it is, the feeling from the outside, and I started going to events and I'm like, holy shit, this is actually,
It's like gladiators, bro.
you know,
it's
like
super
it's
cool.
actually amazing to be in the crowd, to be honest, you know.
It's almost like you can't blink. Like, shout out
Yeah.
to Don't Blink podcast, but
Yeah.
but it almost is like that, because it was my first bare knuckle event, and when that ring starts with boxing, like you mentioned, or even UFC, there is some downtime where if a boxer gets hit, he can adapt, he can adjust, and then the
Right.
round keeps going. In bare knuckle, once you hear that ring, within seconds anything could happen, and everyone
it's
is
very fast paced.
everyone's quiet because everyone is like dialed in. So when you hear that connection, it's
Yeah.
like no other, like not like UFC gloves or boxing gloves. It is just knuckle to body.
Yeah.
And that's
Bone to
exciting, bro.
bone,
It's electrifying,
you know?
yeah.
and they're 2-minute rounds.
2 minute
2-minute
man,
rounds
it's
means, like,
such a fast pace,
Has
Go
to.
all
It's,
out from the beginning if you,
you know,
can.
and when you have like people like me or Guy, you know, like they're aggressive, then that like to attack, it's like you just hear the pops,
Yeah.
you know.
Exactly. And question for you. So, of course, you're not going to look past this fight.
Right.
You have to get the belt first and then continue onto your career. Have you been watching film, or do fighters watch film on their opponent to prepare
Yeah.
yourself, since you mentioned that you didn't really know who this guy was?
No, I watched recently to see what's going on. I didn't watch a lot. I don't like to watch a lot. I watched a couple fights, and that's all I need to know. Like, at the end of the day, I don't care what he did on the last fight. Maybe he will not have the same performance on this one. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, okay, he's, you know, like he's like this. Maybe he'll switch up, and I can't overthink that. You know, like whatever he's gonna do is whatever he's gonna do.
Right.
When I apply pressure, that's when we're gonna see how he's gonna fight.
Yeah, just reaction,
You know.
basically.
Yeah.
No, you throw haymakers, bro. I see
Yeah,
you
I
fight.
do.
The
I do.
right hook
This
that you
my
throw is
sport, bro.
crazy.
It's thank you.
Yeah.
It's I'm really like, when I go in there, I'm trying to hurt people, man. Like I don't really try to go on points. I don't really try to, you know, do anything but make damage on your face. It's simple as that. You know, it's in boxing it's different. You gotta pace yourself, you know, you gotta open your opponent, you know, like, because when he picks his hands up, you know, not all the punches can go through because it's, you know, the
Right.
gloves are bigger, this and that. But in bare knuckle, it's, I don't care how good of a defense you have, some of my shots are gonna land.
I've
You
seen
know?
where some of your shots, even they're defending or they're
Yeah.
trying to, and bro, you punch right through the arms to the face anyways. Like you
Yeah,
said,
that-
the gloves could block, but fists can't.
Yeah.
And that's why, like you said, you throw haymakers, bro. When they connect, even if there's defense up there, they're gonna get shook, if not hit. And then on that second or third one that you throw, bro, they're
And
hurt.
if anything, I'll just break your hand while it's up there. You know, I'll hit you in the knuckle.
Yeah.
I'll break it. I'll do some fractures.
Yeah,
You know?
that's one thing that I was talking to him about too with Fames. I know you know Fames, and
Yeah.
he's super cool. We're gonna have him on too. But I noticed with his style, he tries to dodge instead of block, which is interesting because like you're saying, like you could have hands up but still break your wrist or break something.
Right.
So he's more of a reflex guy.
Yeah,
Is-
he got a good defense.
With your defense, are you
Yeah.
also reflex and dodge, or are you more catch and block?
Brother, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of take the shots.
You can or no can't?
No,
He
I'm
like-
like,
he
I'm
rap
Oh,
like
you can,
taking it
got
on
you.
the face. To be honest,
Okay.
like I'm like, I'll take one to give you two. You know,
Got you.
or like I'll trade one for one.
Yeah.
I'm a simple guy.
That's a mentality you gotta
bare
have.
knuckle is first clean punch.
As long as I land my punch, you know, like yeah, you can land yours too. Because I believe in my abilities, you know, like I believe that even if you punch me, what's the worst thing you can do to me? Like you're not gonna knock me out. You will not. It's just as simple as that. I will fall down maybe, and I'll get up, and then I'll whoop your ass.
That's how it should be. And with your next fight, this fighter, do you think he is one of the, I guess, best guys that you fought so far, or you fought
Yeah.
tougher competition?
Yeah, I fought. I don't know about this guy. We gotta see. We gotta talk after this
Right.
fight. But man, the Russian that I fought, that was the toughest by far. You know.
The one that you put him on his knees, I think.
Yeah. I couldn't knock him out, and it was on 4-day notice. It was in Denver on altitude. It was all. You know, like everything was not in my favor, and they brought me basically to lose because it was
Gotcha.
on 4-day notice.
No,
it
yeah,
was on
and that-
175. It was not my
that's-
weight class.
That's the main thing I've realized about like your BKFC career so far is like you've gotten 5 fights in a short amount of time. Like,
Yeah.
way quicker than most people do. Like,
Yeah, because I say yes to everything.
Okay.
You offer me, you want to fight crew? You haven't finished the sentence? Yes. You want to fight heavyweight? Yes.
And is that because you love fighting and you love the sport, or is
Yeah.
it because you want to get as many wins as possible?
Brother, I'm healthy. I'm young. I believe this is my sport. I'm not afraid of no man. And I sign up to fight. I don't care who I'm fighting. If you say, oh, you got to fight Conor McGregor, I'm not going to be like, oh, man, fuck Conor McGregor.
What about Jake Paul? Talking shit, bro.
Yeah, stop playing, bro.
Nah,
But-
yeah.
But so
No,
with-
but actually, bro, to be honest, man, he did a lot for boxing. As much as we can talk shit about him, he put boxing on, and not only that, he getting boxers paid, like people fighting him, they getting, you know, like their life is fixed, you know,
yeah,
which that's why they fighting him. They if they were making so much money in the UFC, they were not gonna fight him. If they were making so much money in all these organizations, they were not gonna take that offer, because we all know how people getting paid, you know, in the UFC and you know in boxing, and he gives opportunity to people, and you can't down that, you know, at the end of the day.
I respect him for what
Yeah.
he's doing. I love to see, you know, someone like him that he doesn't need to be fighting in a ring for anything. He could, at this point of his career and in his life, he
Right.
can make stupid videos
Right,
and still be good. But he's in a ring. He's sweating his ass off. He's working
Right.
out every day. He's taking punches. He's getting hit. I respect that. And like you said, he's helping people make money as well. It's not just about him. But I was just fucking around because obviously there'd be no competition if you were to fight
no,
Jake
there's
Paul.
another YouTuber or whatever TikToker. He came in bare knuckle, Bryce Hall. Now that's some clown shit, you know, like that.
A YouTuber came into bare knuckle.
Yeah. So
That's
when
pretty-
when you try to like get some, Jake Paul is different. He has his own promotion, you know, like he's going big with his thing. Even though I'm still adapting to this era where, you know, influencers are coming, because I work my ass off to get where I'm at. And it's kind of, you know, followers were never a priority to me. whether it was on Facebook back in that time,
Yeah.
you know, or on Twitter, whatever. I didn't care, but times change and we gotta adapt to it, you know, pretty much.
It's part of the job now, right? It's to grow your business,
Yes.
grow your popularity.
Yeah.
Bring
Yeah.
people out to the events.
Yeah. It's how much you can sell, how popular you are, how interesting you are, you know. I'm still trying to get my name out there, and for me it's working good because I'm trying to be so good that I'm undeniable, you know, like no matter how much Khabib doesn't talk,
Right.
you gotta put him on the show. He can't lose, you know. It's somebody gotta beat him from all these people that are talking shit for him to be like, okay, well, he's retired now, but you know what I'm trying to say is
Yeah.
like, for him to get out of the picture, it's like, okay, somebody gotta beat him, and I'm not gonna let that, you know.
That's the only way to be the best. You got to make it undeniable. You got to
I'll still be the quiet one, as much as I can.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I mean, I respect that. I feel like we're the same way. We've never been social media guys. We've always been about our hustle and our life and our family and our friends, not trying to be big or an influencer up until now because of the podcast. We're trying to give a stage. Because at the end of the day, like, even this podcast isn't about me. Like, you don't really see my face too much on the pages that I handle. It's more of
Right.
like, I'm trying to give a stage and platform to you guys, to
Right.
the guests, to everyone else, so that we can all just grow together, because I feel like Miami is a great city, but a lot of times the stuff that gets pushed on social media is a lot of negativity or a lot of dumb shit.
Oh yeah.
So I'm trying to push
Most of the time.
positivity. I'm trying to push working hard and things like that.
Yeah, motivational shit.
Things that matter, bro.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, I can get laughs anywhere, but to be inspired and to be motivated is something that everyone needs, I feel like.
100%.
And nowadays it's scarcity. But with this next fight, are you, when it comes to your weight, are you cutting or are you gaining? How's that
Yeah,
been?
I'm cutting.
You're cutting? How
Yeah.
much?
I'll tell you after the fight.
Okay, gotcha.
Nice, yeah.
So do you
the
prefer
division? What's the weight? It's 155.
165.
165.
Yeah.
do you prefer to cut or to gain?
Yeah, I can't gain. I
Okay.
can't. I mean, if I gain, I'm gonna go in a weight class. Of course, I prefer to gain, but if I gain, I'm gonna go in a weight class where people are cutting from, you know,
Mhm.
from 200, from 210, and that's not something I'm trying to do for now. You know.
And does this guy that you're going against, does he currently hold the belt and you're trying to take it from him, or
No,
the belt is
belt was Palomino was holding it, but he vacated it. So
What
now
does that
it's-
mean for the ones that don't know, and for me, because I don't know?
So that's that means that he haven't defended, so it's in the air. He vacated, like
he's
he
on
doesn't
break or
hold-
something. He just doesn't want to hold it.
He is holding the 55 as well, so I think he's gonna stay with that belt.
Gotcha.
I'm not pretty sure how the whole situation went and why they stripped him or whatever.
So
All I know is I'm fighting for the belt.
Hell yeah.
so
you know.
it's yours for the taking, basically.
Yep.
That's what's up. Everything works out the way it should. I feel like everything happens for a reason, and like you said, who knows what's going on with him and his belt situation, but
Right.
it's available. You're one of the best, and you're gonna go get it.
Most definitely.
And that's what's up. And when you have it, do you plan on holding on to it for as long as possible? Or I'm just asking, maybe you go
Yeah,
vacant,
brother.
or maybe you try another weight class, or
Maybe that, you never know. You know, I don't know.
Got you.
I might get interested in the 75. I might stay at 65. You never know. I might open a TikTok and start being a TikToker. You never know what's coming next, man. You
yeah, I
know?
did not see that coming. Fucking TikTok.
Nah, but you never know. People change.
How do you feel about that? These TikTok trends and these dances. Are you one to ride those waves, or are you just looking at it like, what the fuck is this, bro?
Both. It's like you gotta ride it. You know, like if you don't adapt, like, you know, the definition of intelligence is the ability to adapt to a certain situation. Whoever doesn't adapt is just gonna have, you know, be left behind. That's what happened to at least to like my country, to the older people. They're stuck in the 80s and the 70s. You know, like our parents, grandparents. They they don't, follow up with this time, that are, with all these iPhones and tablets, and everything is new to them, and they're in denial of everything. But nowadays, if you even want to have a communication with somebody that is living not in the same state or city or whatever, you gotta be able to to control, to know how to maneuver with your phone. So the more you in denial, I think the more you're doing harm to yourself. You can accept it. You don't have to follow the trend. Not necessarily I am following it. I'm not. You don't see me doing.
I mean, I love that answer. That's like, I like it because it relates to me, because I am that type where I see some trend, bro. Most of the time, like I told you before, we're not big on social media. So like I have Instagram and now I have other platforms because of this. But when I go on TikTok nowadays, bro, I see a lot of shit and I'm just like, man, it's kind of sad how the world has come to these things.
Right.
But
And
like you said, you gotta adapt.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to accept it as okay, let me jump on this ship and let me do the same thing. But also, if you, for example, if you dress like they were dressing in the 70s, maybe you'll just look ridiculous, if you don't adapt to the way they were there, to the fashion nowadays. Maybe you don't like it, but at least something similar, you know?
Yeah, you got to be informed about what is going on.
You know what I'm trying to say? It's simple as that.
Speaking of adaptability, when it comes to where you're from, just to let the people know where you're from, and then how was it adapting when you moved to America, and were you a fighter when you were back at home where you're from?
Right. I'm from Macedonia. It was, I'm not gonna lie, man, it was very hard to adapt.
Did you speak English when you got here?
I was speaking a little bit,
I feel like that's the hardest part.
English is not that hard of a language. I mean, I don't speak fluently, or I don't speak I can't write a book. But it's not super hard if you know the basics. If you don't have to know the tenses, the past, simple, whatever, all those. But yeah, it was hard to adapt. I'm not gonna lie, man. I grew up in socialism, so coming over here is different. It's a different culture. I trained over there. I was boxing. I didn't compete, but yeah, adapting to the training lifestyle is the same.
Yeah.
Everything's the same. But when it comes to outside the ring, it was pretty hard.
How do you like Miami? Is this where you moved as soon as you left?
Yeah, this is where I moved. I love it, even though it's fake.
Of course,
it's very
be.
fake.
Yeah.
I love it. I stay inside, man. I don't go out. I don't party. I don't do nothing crazy. I stay with my girl, and you're not gonna see me anywhere. Basically, you might see me at the food trucks. I know every food truck. I'll tell you that. I tried it out. I love that shit about Miami, bro.
Oh, we got
food. When I see food trucks, I might even crash. I'm swerving. I'm like, yo, let's stop over here. I'm crazy about that, because in Chicago, I lived 6 years in Chicago. There's no food trucks over there like that, So when I see them over here, and bro, the food is, oh my God, man, it's crazy, I try all the fucking types of Cuban, Venezuelan, all that Puerto Rican, whatever food I haven't tried. And all those sauces, it's crazy. Now it's fight week, and I got myself fucked up, man. I'm thinking about food right now. I'm thinking about sliding later to some food truck,
Nah,
you got a week left, bro. You got a week left.
No, a couple of days. Don't
True.
do me no week, bro.
He's literally got the days.
What's the championship meal?
Brother, pizza is definitely the shit. That's my shit.
Yeah.
Pizza. I'm thinking about pizza all the time. But when it comes to, I fell in love in Los Verdes with the cilantro sauce.
Shit, yeah.
And there's some food truck. Whatever food truck has the cilantro sauce on point, and the fucking what's it called, the mayo with the ketchup, the one,
Spicy mayonnaise, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
bro, fire, yo, like whatever, you know, like whatever meat, you know, I'm putting all those sauces, man.
Yo, question for you. So, of course, fighting is your career and you
Yeah,
love it.
yeah.
And I respect that because you know, as it is like some other fighters, they have their other career and
Right.
they're fighting now, but they have other passions and stuff. So for you, is there like once you retire and you put up the gloves, is there a passion that you have that you want to pursue after fighting, like maybe cooking? Because it looks like you love
No,
food.
not cooking.
Okay.
I might get into. I'll open a food truck or something
Yeah.
like that, or a pizza place, you know. But there's so many stuff out there, bro. It's like you can get involved, and like you just gotta have a little bit of intelligence, and you're able to do anything, you know. Like you can get in real estate, you can get into the cooking industry, you can get into whatever. It's so much stuff out there, and I don't see myself anywhere specifically because I don't define myself. I don't even define myself as a fighter. I define myself as an athlete because I was a soccer player. I was doing karate. I did wrestling. Like I did a lot of shit. So and I was not bad at a lot of stuff. So I'm an athlete. You know, you put me at some stuff and I adapt. You know, and when it comes to like outside of the ring, I'll adapt again. You know, like depends on the money investment. I'll definitely get into whatever is a challenge to me. I'll get into it. I might even open a gym. You know, you
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah, I respect that, and we're athletes as well, and I feel that athletes, we have a determination within us because of our sport that we did for so long that it's not I'm not going to say easy for us to start new ventures,
Right.
but we already have the dedication that it takes.
Yeah.
So once you are done with boxing and you're fighting and you want to move on to anything else, the dedication that's within you, like you said, you could learn real estate, you could learn how to cook,
Right.
you could go, there's so many routes, especially
Brother,
in the
there's
city.
so many people, they educated themselves in prison. They like, you know, or at 50, you know, like they started so late. Like there's so many inspirational stories that I watch that people are doing it on their third life, you know. Basically it's like on their second life, on their third, like in their late 50s, late 60s, you know, like they starting some shit and being great because they passionate about it in that moment. Maybe, you know, I'll publish a book, you never know, bro. Like you it's just whatever I feel like it challenges me and it gives me life at that moment, I go and pursue it. So if it means it's running a marathon and just like that's what it, you know, like that's what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. That's what I'm gonna do. I also love helping kids. So definitely gym. I'll definitely open a gym because in Chicago I used to work for. I was like a mentor for. It was called Mercy Home for Boys and Girls, and it's kids with PTSD, you know, those kind of stuff. And bro, I'm not gonna lie, it's a wonderful feeling, man. Like to see somebody, like to be a mentor to somebody to look up to you, you know, and you to be able to like give them advice, life advice, you know, to like kind of point them in the right direction in life, you know, help them on daily basis. It's for me it's an amazing feeling, and I think that that's what we're here for, to like give to others.
I agree.
Yeah,
That's
if you
why
can,
we started.
if you can help guide someone that's lost, and
Right.
especially if you've ever felt like you've been lost before, and you could have used that
all the
mentor.
time.
I know you could have used that mentor that would
Yeah.
have guided you and given you the best advice possible, so that you could become the best person, the best version of yourself that you can be. Like when you give that off to somebody else younger than you that has the ability and the time to get better at it, like I know what you're talking about. It's kind of like
Because what else is meaningful in this life? You can rent the baddest car, you can have the baddest bitch, you know, like you can go like on the beach over here, and you can be, or like on the Bahamas, you can be, you know, you can do everything, like, you know, you can be in a 17-star hotel, whatever, you know, and you can live it all within a year, let's say, you know. I'll give you a certain amount of money and you live it all. And then after that year, like what's the point of life? You know, because you can have it all. You know, it's
Yeah.
not like unreachable. Nowadays everything is reachable. You can rent this, you can rent that, you know, you can get a taste of whatever you want. you can have the best food, whatever. And then at one point, it's like, that's why people have kids. It's like, what's next? It's about giving this life to other, like to other people. Or if you don't want to have kids, you can, like at least give advices to somebody else, to like people that are on a come up in life.
Yeah, I agree. That's I mean, I would love to be able to help as many people as possible with this
Right.
podcast and anyone that's listening. And then EJ, he relates to you because he used to train kids that play baseball.
Yeah.
So
I coached in high school.
yeah,
Baseball
when
and
you
softball.
coach kids,
That's
especially
awesome.
in the sport that you love, like if you were to coach kids in fighting,
Right,
like
right.
that, there is no better feeling.
There's not. It's amazing, and especially like kids are the purest thing in the world, like, because no matter how damaged they're, like they're harmless, like you can't, a kid cannot be like, a young kid cannot be malicious like that, like you can have bad thoughts, but like he cannot be malicious, like, and for you to be able to change his mindset, or like to like fix him and like get him on the right path in life, I think that's the purpose of life.
How
Yeah.
often are you in situations like that where you have somebody younger around you that you can actually give them advice, like they're into
In
what you're talking about?
Macedonia, when I go back, I am often, because there's barely hope over there, like it's it's hard to dream about whatsoever, because you see everything around you falling apart, and you see that nobody's succeeding. And when it comes to sport, you're like, there's no example. It's like, who should I be like, when it comes
Be
to
like Gogo.
right, but that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to make it, so I can, give an example to the kids. When you finish university, there's no example of, oh, but he finished university and look at him, he got a mansion. Like, that's not how it goes in
Right.
Macedonia.
In Macedonia, I'm not familiar with it. Is it similar to like a Cuba? Because it
No,
seems
Cuba
like
is communism. Macedonia is socialism. So we're a little bit more free, but we work for minimum wage. Like, it's a survival. And if you want to live better, there are people that are, they're like 1% that live good over there. Life is great if you have money over there, but it's very hard to make legal money.
right. And would you consider yourself like a religious person? Like when EJ was talking about how a lot of times people may feel alone throughout the hustle and their own journey. You go through a lot of isolation. Do you have faith in like a higher being or?
Yes, yeah. I lost faith. When I lived in Chicago, I lost faith. I lost like my faith in God, because I lost friends to like gun violence and all that stuff. Um, but I had to get my faith back. Like, so I can find a purpose in life. And now, as old, like I'm 29, and I see the reasoning behind stuff. Like, not necessarily everything has an explanation. Like, there's no explanation why a 16-year-old kid was killed or whatever, but eventually, like, you see some stuff, and you find reasoning in certain situations. You
Yeah.
gotta believe in something. If you don't believe in anything, brother, it's so hard to exist. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, I agree. One of my things was like growing up, I had this little quote that I would say to myself. It's, I look up for guidance, meaning that whenever I feel lost or alone or not sure where to go, I just take some time to breathe, look up at the stars, and just eliminate all the noise and try to find a purpose. And I
Right.
agree. Like, I don't think you could, I think it's a lot harder to find your purpose if you don't have faith.
If you don't have faith, you waking up every day, and especially as men, we need purpose. Like, the the females, when they since their birth, like, they know that one day they want to be mothers, like those kind of stuff, and they kind of have a purpose of, like, because they're nurturers
Right.
by nature, you know. We as men, we need something. That's why we go in war. That's why we like, like, we do certain stuff so we can find purpose in life. And a lot of men nowadays, they're lost, and it's so easy to get lost in this era.
Do
I
you have
agree.
a why And like, how did you find it?
Bro, most of my life, I live for my sister and my family, basically. That's my purpose. I'm not gonna front over here like, oh, my why is the no, like that was the reason I was going forward. And because my mentality is a protector, like I need to have somebody to like guide or protect or like show that life is better, like kind of in a protective way. But my why nowadays is I try to I try to find it for myself, like I deserve at this point like to live good, to you know to be in a better place, and also to be a healthy example of the generations that are coming, basically.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I think your strongest why, or anyone's strongest why, is always going to be the family. I feel like if your why is because of your family and to give back to the ones that did so much for you, I think that's where like karma comes into play.
Right.
And I believe there is a God. So I feel like if your intentions are good and your why is on point, then potentially the universe or whatever God will bend in your favor, because it knows that if it blesses you, you're gonna bless others.
Right.
Kind of like what you said. I think it's a lot harder when you don't have a why, you don't have a purpose, and you're just chasing money or chasing these goals. But if you get it, then what? Kind of like you said too. Like,
But also people, this is the dangerous part, because like, let's say like we go the extreme way, people gotta learn to like live for themselves, because let's say there's a car crash and all your family dies, because it happened in Macedonia to like two people that I know.
got you.
And how do you find your why then?
Right.
So even though it maybe sounds selfish for people, you gotta learn how to live for yourself first, and then when you're able to like love yourself and like take care of yourself, take care of others when you have a chance, when you're like glass is full, pour it to somebody else. But you gotta learn how to love yourself without anybody in this world existing.
I
Like,
agree. Yeah, that's good.
you can't depend on others, basically. That's why we believe in God, because it's something that is way bigger than us, because like it's endless, like nobody can kill it, and like that's why we have faith. Maybe like,
To piggyback off what you said, the self-love I think is extremely important, not only for families but for relationships as well.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I see people that they don't love themselves as much as they should, and then they get into a relationship and they start to love their partner a lot more than they love themselves. And that becomes a problem because you feel like you need that person.
Right.
And if there's an argument or if there's a breakup,
Right.
then you feel lost. You
Yeah.
feel like you lost all the love you had because you gave it to someone else.
Yeah.
So when it comes to relationships, I think that the two people should be self-developed, and they should love each like themselves first before giving love to each other. I
Exactly,
think that's
bro.
when it's like the strongest.
100%.
So how do
Because-
you go into like self-love? Like, do you did you read stuff? Did you go into like podcasts and learn about that? Or
No,
is-
I read a lot of psychology when I did a lot of tests on my personality as well, when I lived in Chicago, when I had to like be a mentor for these kids. So I started reading some stuff, but also moving over here alone, I had to like learn how to, because I was all about friends, family, like those kind of stuff. And then I came over here and it's like I really gotta like take care of myself, like on the highest level. And if you don't take care of yourself, America will teach you how, it will slap the fuck out of you. Like if you don't learn to love yourself, you can cry, right? You can cry over here like for how long? Like for a year, and nobody will knock at your door. Like people gotta work, people
Yeah.
gotta like they got their own shit, and not a lot of people. It's a fast pace, it's a fast life over here, and not a lot of people care like that, and you gotta learn how to, if he stop caring tomorrow about you, you gotta learn how to, okay, I'm gonna keep on moving. And at the end of the day, people feel entitled, like you feel like you deserve his love, you know, and now it's like you getting mad or
Right,
you
right.
feeling depressed. That's because you entitled. Is he like he don't owe you shit. He can disappear tomorrow. Like you should be able to like carry yourself like a man, you know? And you know, like when it comes to friendship or when it comes to like, you know, whatever relationship, like your girl doesn't, you know, doesn't owe you anything, you know. That's how I see it. You gotta be able to stand up for yourself and you gotta be able to carry yourself, carry your weight. And we shouldn't feel entitled as people. The less you feel entitled, the less you have expectations about people, and the more you do in friendship because you don't expect, oh, but that was your part, and I gotta do this. You know, like we doing stuff. You know, like we don't have roles in friendship. We don't have roles in relationship. We don't. You don't have a role as a son or as a, you know, like you do you, and then you can be the best version. It goes back to being the best version of you. Just like in the ring, that's how it is outside the ring. Like some people might see it as a self-centered or selfish, but the more you able to like focus on yourself, you're able to like pour into other people's lives. That's how I see it. Not necessarily means that you should lose, you know, contact or, you know, lose touch with somebody, but focus on yourself and be able to like expect the fuck ups from people, because at the end of the day, we're human, you know, like not necessarily everybody is intentional with their, you know, with their actions.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
No, that's good. I think you have a really solid mindset. And I feel like that's going to take you a lot. Well, it already has taken you a long way, but it's going to continue to take you a long way. And I feel that your dedication, not only in the ring, but also in life, is like top quality. So anything that you decide to do, I feel like you have the right mindset for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard to find. I mean, I respect that. And these are the type of guests
the
that
hard way.
these are the type of guests that we love to have. So thank you for your time and for being here. But you were saying that you learned that the hard way because
I learned it in the business world. It's like, damn man, he fucked me over. Like, you know, like boxing is business first, then it's business, entertainment, and then it's sport. You know, and there's a lot of fucking over, like managers with you know, like athletes, coaches, this that, athletes with like, it's a whole fucking you know, mixture chaos. So I learned to not feel like, oh man, he fucked me over, like not to take shit by heart. And it's like, okay, this is the business world. Like he showed that he's kind of like smarter than me, you know, in a way. He like kind of finessed me. But when it comes to, I kind of translated that in the private life. It's like, okay, you got the best of me, you know, and I don't feel damaged. I don't let my ego takes over. It's like, oh, you think you can fuck with me? Oh, okay, because you know, if I let you touch my ego, you know how we're gonna handle shit, you know, like.
right.
Yeah, we're in tough hands.
Yeah, it's gonna go like, you know,
You're gonna
like
lose.
south. Yeah,
Right.
you're gonna lose, but then I'm gonna lose too, you know. So I learned how to like not get my emotions involved, not only in the business world but in life as well. It's like you got the best of this situation. It's like you brush it off and you carry on. What can you do? Like, can you go and get a revenge on every single person that fuck you over? You can't do it, you know.
The best thing you can do is exactly what you said. You have to detach your emotions and you have to adapt and adjust
Right.
to anything that's happening. Like, I think it's Bruce Lee that says, be like water.
Be like water, yeah.
So that's exactly how it is. Like, I mean, I've been bartending for like 7 years, but when you bartend, you have to be like water in the sense that there's craziness going on. Like you said,
yeah.
behind the scenes, we smile,
Yeah.
we make your drink, and we make sure that you're good. But bro, behind the scenes and behind the smile is fucking madness.
Yeah.
The ones that are emotional and can't handle the stress, they go crazy and they quit, or they walk out mid-shift.
Right, and you crumble.
Yeah, you have to. Your emotions are strong, but they're only temporary. The best emotions in the world aren't gonna last forever, and the lowest ones are not gonna last forever either. So if you detach from emotions, you're able to make a more clear and conscious decision, as opposed to, like you said, people, they are so emotional that if they don't like something, they attack it. They let their
Right.
ego get in the way, and now they're in a fight on the street, and now they're injured and can't fight to actually get paid
Right.
because it's a drunk retard that isn't
Right,
going to do anything.
right.
So it's emotions, bro. It's just
And
adapting.
nobody say don't feel shit. You know, nobody say be a cold-hearted person. It's like feel it, but you know, like I recognize it. It's like, oh man, I'm so angry right now. You know, and you know, if you have to like say it. You know, like, or be like, yo, I'm so sad. You know, whatever. You know, but not necessarily like fall into it. You know,
Yeah,
if
don't
you
act on your emotion.
if he punched me, bro, I get super angry in the ring, like super mad when I get a punch, but I can't react on my emotions. You know,
Yeah.
I'll get you back. I get my leg back, but maybe not at you know the next 10, 15 seconds. Maybe the next round.
That's so important.
Yeah. And
That's-
sports is like a great avenue to fill into what we're
Yeah.
talking about right now. It's like it's gonna teach you how to battle adversity. The tough moments is you're gonna be able to sit back and rethink like, okay, this is how I should definitely approach this next situation.
Yeah,
Sports is definitely what taught me how to do that best out of everything else.
and it helps you with the road rage.
Definitely
Yo,
the
Miami
road.
traffic is crazy, bro.
Yo,
They hand
I'm
out
telling you,
licenses
you
out
gotta
there.
have the right music to calm you down. It's like,
What do you listen to? Some
Bruh.
Beethoven while you drive? Or
Yeah, man.
Some piano?
I'll listen to Ed Sheeran if I have to, man.
Nice.
You know, just
Good vibes.
yeah, because
You like reggae?
I like it. Yeah, yeah.
It's peaceful, so I
yeah,
figured.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
What type of music like gets you ready for the fight? Do you have like
I
a
listen
go-to
to a lot of
playlist?
Macedonian, Serbian rap, and I listen to a lot of.
Put us on. Name a couple people.
Ah man, it's Macedonian rappers, man. Like you
Never
guys
heard of
not
anyone.
even gonna
Nah,
know
yeah,
about
yeah.
it or like gonna understand anything about
That's
it.
fine though. I like beats.
But I listen to also like you know, rap over here, ESTG, Lil Baby, you know, like that type of shit. Whatever it's like, I like stuff with stories. You know,
Sure.
I like
Yeah.
to have some meaningful in the song that it can get me like I can relate to it. Like, you know, I don't fuck with the big booty bands, like
Yeah, yeah.
whatever,
The
you know, like
ignorant
all
stuff.
that big booty bitches, whatever, you know, like that's anybody can write that.
Right.
You know, I don't
No, I'm the same way when it comes to like rap music or like music in general. I stay away from the ignorant stuff, and I like the storytelling.
That's
like-
why, brother. Sorry.
No.
That's why female rappers are whack, trash, like garbage. Singing about your pussy wet and your butt, like, bro, that shit is trash. Like, talking about sliding guns, nobody shot shit.
Yeah.
Like, they're 115 pounds. You know, like the guns are heavier than them. And when I listen to that shit, like my ears bleed. I get a concussion. I swear to God, if I can get a platform, that's why I wanna get this title. That's my main reason, to get a platform to shut down female rap.
Oh shit.
You know, like I can't fuck with that shit, man. I can't listen to that shit anymore.
But there's an audience for it. Sadly, there's a lot of thirsty
yeah,
people out
like
there, so it's-
the little girls that my pussy wet.
Exactly. That's
that walk.
That's,
That what, bro? We gotta listen. We
you
gotta
are who
ban
you
that
surround
shit.
yourself
We gotta
with.
ban it.
Yeah, we gotta ban that shit. We gotta go on a protest. You know? We
I'm
gotta-
behind
You know what? Hey, I agree with you.
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree with you because
No educational. Nothing is motivational. There's no
yeah.
story behind it. It's like nobody made it. Who is the most influential? What, Cardi B? What is she made it from? From dancing on a pole?
Exactly, bro.
What's she singing about?
I agree. I think that they sell a lot of sex. So, rap. If you want to talk about rap, way back in the day, they were selling stories.
Right.
There was poetry. It was poetry that found its way with some really nice beats, and then some really talented people blended those two together to create rap. What you're talking about is evil, bro. What you're talking about, these girls that a woman should value her body, and I think as a man values himself and goes after
Right.
his goals, the woman to value herself needs to be a woman. Be respectful
Right.
of her body and her appearance, because that's how you're,
100%.
in my opinion, that's how you're gonna attract the nicest man for you. If you are a ratchet girl that takes pride in being ratchet, that wants to go out every Sunday to get drunk off mimosas and then shake her ass on some chairs,
Brother, and singing about it, and it's like, oh, I can get more
What-
dicks than you, and
what-
it's like, yeah. And
what,
everybody's like, yeah.
what guys are you attracting?
Right.
And then they get played, and then they wonder why guys are assholes.
I mean, I'm telling you, we should start a protest, man.
Hey.
We should shut it down.
In Miami,
We should, yeah.
Like, now everybody's gonna be like, oh man, he's sexist, this and that. No, you can get in combat sports, you can get like in whatever industry that males are involved, whatever. Like, I totally respect them. But when it comes to rapping, shut up. You know, like they gotta shut up. They gotta dance in the background or like shut up, you know.
and that is super influential. It's like it's messing with a lot of younger kids' heads.
Nowadays, if you have a daughter, it's like it's gonna be bad, you know. Like
It's probably not fun.
it's better to play, even if she's 14. It's better for her to play to listen to Baby Shark do 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 than to
I don't
listen
know.
to.
I don't know.
I think it's better, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, the shark's not twerking. So
yeah.
It's just
You know,
swimming along.
You never know, man. She's might just zoning out, you know.
Yeah.
But nah, that's a great, I never thought of it that way, but I'm glad that you came on this platform and told us how you feel about that, because I couldn't agree with you more. Like, I'm not one to like applaud ratchetness and get hyped about people literally being ignorant. I'm actually trying to do the opposite. I'm trying to push good content, positive content, and with music, I like storytelling too. I don't like shit talking, because I think most of it is just who can talk the most shit. Like you said, yeah, you can talk about all these guns, but if you're really out here with all these guns,
Right.
you know that you're not, the last thing you need to be doing is recording about all these guns that you have and
So
all these
it's
hits
all-
that you're
right.
doing. What you are is almost an actor for the real people that are doing that behind you. But that's going to lead you into trouble.
Right.
So what type of artist do you say, like a rapper that speaks positive stuff? Like, I don't know if you hear Big Sean. Big Sean is one of my favorites because most of his raps and lyrics are about positivity and growth. And if you haven't heard Big Sean,
No, I
bro,
haven't.
let me put you on. I need to put
Some
you on
good
a Big
stuff.
Sean. I'm going to send you, like, randomly when I'm listening to Big Sean in the gym or whatever, I'm going to send you random songs, like text messages, like, yo.
Yeah,
Like,
for
yo.
sure. Yeah, I'm definitely open to new music for like, especially when I run. I need something to like, because I'm listening to the same shit over and over and over again. Like, I don't like to explore new music, because if I don't like the song, I'm like, damn, man, I just wasted 3 minutes. It's like, I really didn't like this fucking song, man. It's,
Nah, it kills your vibe too.
Yeah,
And if
yeah.
you're running,
Kills your
you're
vibe,
worried
right?
about like, oh, I gotta switch the song.
Yeah.
I'd rather just be, all right, I like the song.
I like
Yep.
classics. I like old school stuff, like super like 70s, 80s.
Yeah, but I ran through them all. You know, like I brother, like Whitney. I've even ran to Whitney Houston
Hey,
to like 4 albums already. You know, like,
Shout
Four
out
albums.
to Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
This is the type of music that women should be, singing about.
Yeah.
Beautiful lyrics with a nice voice, not ratchetness and stupidity. So yeah, shout out to Whitney Houston, bro.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I think that is exactly why your mind is the way that it is, because of the way you feed it. And I think that's what people need to be more aware of and more conscious of, because there are people that wanna have
for
success.
every wretched songs, you gotta balance it with 2 books. You know,
sure.
like that.
like coffee with 2 glasses of water. You know, the coffee dehydrates you, and you gotta balance it with 2 glasses of water. So with the wretched songs, they kind of like drying out your brain. So you gotta balance it with 2 books that evening.
Daddy.
It's like going to church. Like, you listen to a ratchet song, get your ass to
Yeah,
church,
yep.
bro.
You like to read?
I like to listen to books. You know,
Same.
I don't. My ADHD doesn't. I love to read, but my ADHD at the 3rd, 4th page, It's thinking about food. It's thinking
Yeah,
about,
a lot of times I have to reread pages just because
oh my God.
I finish the
You don't
page
even
and I'm
know
like,
how many times I reread.
yeah.
Same, bro.
What I do, maybe if you want to get into reading, get a highlighter. Next time you read, get a
Right.
highlighter because I'll highlight what I feel is important, and then if I zone out, I just read the highlights, and I'm
If I
like,
stop
okay,
reading a book for like a week,
Yeah, it's
like I gotta go back,
it's a
way
habit.
back,
Yeah.
to remember some word. It's like, oh, actually, I remember this part, but I'm going all the way to 17 page.
Yeah. But yeah, bro, it's all about what you feed your mind because, like I was saying, somebody could have a very successful mindset with great goals, but if they are not reading and they know what they want in life, but they're constantly listening to negative stuff in their brain and like negative stuff on TV and negative stuff from their friend, they're gonna be in a very tough position because they're not gonna know why they aren't accomplishing their goals, but it's because you're feeding your subconscious mind is very strong. If you feed it bad things
Yeah.
will come to life without you even knowing why.
And nowadays we're exposed to so much negativity, bro. That's why I stay in my own bubble. Like
That's why we're here in the Miami Hustle, bro. I'm
I
telling you.
stay
That's
at
why I
home,
started this
you know?
shit. I'm
Yeah,
telling
I
you.
stay at home. I don't go to places like nightclubs, you know, like where there's a lot of different energy from people, you know, and I'm not into all that, you know. Like I would rather go in a bakery with I see older people and I can even talk to them, you know. I would rather talk to older people, you know, and have a real quality conversation than to, like, you know.
Have you always been this way, or do you think you're getting more mature with age? Or when you were young, you didn't really go out either. You were just determined.
No, I was going out a lot.
Okay,
I was going out. Yeah.
So you just
like,
matured, like.
Yeah, I kind of lived it all, man. Like in Macedonia, like we don't need to have like 18 years old to try everything. We gamble since we're 12 in the casinos. We drink since we're like 7. So like
Wow.
we don't wait. Oh, 21 is gonna be my craziest birthday. It's like, for us, it's whatever. Every birthday is the same. It's like we drink since like we're like way back. Like we lived it all. By the time we're 21, we get bored of all of it. So we're trying to like get laser focused.
I feel like you guys have a lot of young men over there then.
Yeah.
A lot of young, mature
Brother, like
men.
if you ask over there, like people are working since they're like, it's a construction worker, and like you ask him like, how old are you? He's like 13, you know, like whatever, you know.
That's why that 13-year-old needs that drink, bro.
Yeah.
For sure, probably. Right?
So yeah, I definitely came on this podcast to push the you know, the agenda of the limit should go way back to 13, you know.
Oh shit! Really? I didn't see that coming.
I'm just kidding.
I thought, yeah, I thought that was the agenda. I thought you wanted to come on this platform to let these girls know to stop fucking twerking.
Oh man,
everywhere
I
they
can't
go.
wait to have the platform of with the title. You know, I'm gonna go on every single podcast.
No, you need to come over here, bring the title with you for sure.
I will for sure.
Yeah, man,
That's what's up, bro. Yeah, I mean, it's coming soon. It's in a couple days.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that, bro. We just want to thank you for your time. I don't know if you have any other questions, if you want to talk about anything else.
No,
So yeah, let's wrap this up. Let's get the belt on Friday, and then you're welcome back whenever. And bro, we could talk about fighting, or we could talk about the culture. We could talk about Miami. We could talk about making moves outside of the ring.
Right.
This, I want you to know, and everyone else that comes on this show or that wants to come on this show, that this stage, this platform is for you. It's not like necessarily for us. So whenever you want to get your mind off something and you need a platform to do it, we are going to set this up for you. You're going to speak your mind. We're going to edit the stuff for you. And the Miami Hustle is a place for the hustlers to come and speak their mind. So you're welcome anytime.
That's perfect, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it so much, man.
Of course, bro. Anytime.
Future champ, bro.
Yes, sir. Go for the belt. Friday, August 25th. You already know. And the competition, I don't know who that guy is. So fuck it.